I want to bring in now Ruby Henn, the father of the youngest U.S. hostage taken. Ruby, I appreciate you being back on. I know the last time we talked, I think, was actually in Israel. How are you doing today? I know it is a difficult day, as so many of the days are, but especially on October 7th.
Yeah, it's complex. It's been 732 days since the last time I spoke to my son. I think cautious optimism. On one hand, we see Mr. Witkoff and Mr. Kushner coming into Egypt. We saw the president being very active 2 weeks ago with his plan. You see the coalition that has been built up, that we see a lot of Arab countries backing this. And just in the last hour, the president met Itay Alexander, the last U.S. citizen that came out with the Neutra family, one of the two remaining U.S. citizens, him and my son. And the president, I think, gave his confidence that things are moving in the right direction. And of course, there's these two U.S. citizens that should be prioritized after waiting such a long time.
Ruby, you talk about cautious optimism at this moment. Have you let yourself feel this kind of hope before during, obviously, previous, discussions, movement, et cetera, that had previously fallen through? Yeah,
in May when Itay Alexander came out, we had hopes that Mr. Witkoff would be able to release all of the remaining U.S. citizens. And when we met him in Tel Aviv in May, he just took us aside, looked us in the eye and said, it just isn't your time. And I hope to believe that now it is our time, and it feels like it is close or getting there. But, the only thing that you could predict about the Middle East is that it is unpredictable. So each day that passes by is not a good day because things could go sideways. So we hope that these negotiations in Cairo will be intense, and we will be able to get to that first phase, which is the release of the hostages that the president indeed said that he would prioritize and have that as the first phase of this peace agreement that he has put in place.
Just this week, you have an op-ed out in which you talk about the way that the Israeli government has handled just all of this. And you write here, in these last 2 years, people usually ask me to compare the treatment I received from the United States to that of the prime minister and the Israeli government. You write, typically, my answer was no comment in order not to be ashamed of being an Israeli citizen. Can you explain that? Why do you say that?
Beyond being a politician, it's like being a human being. And, we had the opportunity to meet the former president of the United States, President Biden, as well as President Trump and his team a number of times. And whenever I come into Washington, which is often, I typically get an invite to the White House to meet whoever is available. But here in Israel, unfortunately, we have not had the opportunity to meet neither the Prime Minister or Ron Dermer, the head of the negotiation team, on a one-on-one meeting for the last 11 months. And the question is why? And I think that's very disappointing for us as a family that our son protected the border in a ceasefire, did what he was supposed to do. And the Prime Minister, at the end, he is the CEO. He was the one, in charge when 1,200 citizens were killed, including 46 U.S. citizens. And we have tens of thousands of injured. We have a lot of people that are still waiting for their loved ones to come back. And that is on him. And it's unfortunate that we're still waiting for 2 years when the objective of the war that started 2 years ago had the dismantling of the Hamas, had making sure that October 7th doesn't happen, but also returning the hostages. And that mission has not been completed. So we need to get to that finish line. And hopefully the Prime Minister understands that the president is very, his initiative around this is a priority for him. And hopefully the Prime Minister is aligned with the president to get this to the finish line.
Ruby Henn, we are so grateful to you for joining us on what is yet another somber and difficult day for you here on this October 7th. Really appreciate your time and hope to talk again soon. Thank you.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.